NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 362 of the NYYST podcast. We are live on NYYU. I am your host, Christian. I'm with SGR.
What up?
And the boss, Pete Simonetti. What's up, Pete?
Ooh, I like that. The boss.
Let me tell you something, all right? Let me tell you something, brother. I'm really excited to be talking with you guys tonight, man. There's been a lot of nothing going on, but we got a little something to talk about today.
We do. Before we get into all of that, let's wish everybody a happy new year. It's our first show of 2024.
Okay. Happy and healthy. Okay.
We were on Bitchmoto watch. Okay. Before
he's a fucking diva, man.
During our last
fucking
episode.
Diva.
During our last episode, we were on Yamamoto watch, and what I would say probably about an hour after we signed off, the news broke that Yamamoto went to the Dodgers.
Scumbag.
Okay? So
I'm out for violence tonight. I'm out for violence tonight, damn it. Fuck him.
All right. Briefly, I do want to touch on this because we didn't get it.
He's grabbing the mic. Okay.
His mic's flying away. Okay.
All right.
Because we did not get a chance to talk about this because he signed right after. Look, we're going to get into this during the course of the show tonight. The Yankees do need to do something now. But I don't think, and I'm going to go on record as saying this, I don't think the Yankees did anything wrong in their pursuit of Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Agreed.
If you look at the contract, dollars and cents wise, the Yankees contract definitely had its advantages over the LA contract. It was a higher AAV. It had an earlier opt-out, so he had a chance to make more money up front and then go back into the free agent market earlier. I think after all this stuff has now come out, he just didn't really want the East Coast, because he got the 325 from the Mets, and he's like, "Oh, Dodgers, please match this so I can go play with my buddy Shohei Ohtani." And they're like, "Okay, that's why we paid Shohei Ohtani $2 million a year, so here you go." So,
and can we be honest here too? Didn't Rizzo and Judge start the whole little dog crazy thing in baseball? Why are these two now coming along thinking they can have their little dog pack? When Rizzo and Judge started, he got a dog. Yeah, he got a dog. It's all over Twitter and everything. You know, they post everything.
Is it the same dog that Ohtani has?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I think Rizzo and Judge have the same type of dog.
Dotson. They got Dotsons, right?
Yeah, I don't like those dogs. I'm not a big fan.
I'm not a fan of the Dotson.
Right, but
I don't want to have Dotson hate. Okay, this is not Dotson hate. But
we're gonna get letters about that.
We're
gonna get letters. Okay, Peter's on the phone now.
Wait a second.
But to me personally, like, what do you think if the Yankees said, "Hey, here's 325." Now, what is he gonna do? Run back to the Dodgers and go, "Can I have 326?" I mean, how far? How far were the Yankees expected to keep doing this? Like, what until it got to a ridiculous point? I mean, clearly, I think the Yankees put a very strong offer in front of him, and I think that's why we saw people like Jack Curry kind of being excited at the prospect of him signing here. Yeah, because I think that offer did have its advantages, and I think at the end of the day, Chris couldn't join us for the first show of the year. He's on assignment today.
Okay. All right.
I just don't think he wanted to be here.
No, he didn't want to be here. I think that's long agreed to among many people in baseball that he didn't want to be here. Kay said it today, and that's one of the only things I agreed with Michael Kay today on Hot Stove is that Yamamoto obviously didn't want to be with the Yankees. It seems like, I think Jack Curry even said, he was like, everything that we were told, and it seemed like there was a real legit, want with each other, turned out not to be true. And it just seemed like the whole time he indeed wanted to be a Dodger, and everybody else was kind of just utilized.
Yeah,
Said
saw
his
those pictures of
introductory.
him too, right? With the Yankee hat on with his
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Man, it was such a like you just totally thought that
It was
that
a
was the
cock tease.
truth.
It was a
Yeah, it
cock
was.
tease.
It
That's
was.
all. It was a
Yeah,
cock
but it was
tease,
all a
and
lie. He
it
lied.
was all a lie. They lied to us, the bitch, son of a
The-
bitch.
Yoshi, no
Well,
bitch.
okay, okay, Yossi, no bitch. Okay.
Yoshi, no bitch.
Look, as great as Shohei Otani is, he's a bitch too. Okay, I said it.
Okay.
All right.
We
Okay.
I mean,
want the
that's
Dodgers, all right? We
It's
want the
clear.
Dodgers,
Oh,
Rocky
yeah.
Four.
They have Dachshunds. Are the Dachshunds female dogs?
We
Let's
Okay.
have
can
the dogs
They
fight
have
each other, okay?
female
Tag
dogs.
team match.
We'll get a cage. Line up
Okay.
the cage. Okay.
can
They
we
could
be
take the
honest
cage
about
from right
something?
field. Okay. Take the cage out of the Dodger fence. Okay. Make that the dog fighting cage. Okay. Go ahead.
Be honest about something, right? It's not a Yankee homer thing. You're a Yankee fan, of course. You're going to say this.
Yeah.
This is whether Brian Cashman speaking out of his ass or whether he gets the Yankees to beat at this point. The Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, New York, is the mecca of baseball. The
course.
stars will not shine brighter than they do at Yankee Stadium.
Of course.
Now you're going to say L.A. Hollywood, bro. Yeah. First of all, everybody is fucking sleeping except for you, Pete, when Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to make his friggin' debut for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to pay attention to Yamamoto and Otani the way they would if these guys were in New York or on the East
Yeah.
Coast somewhere. It's just
Yeah.
a fact of life. You know, how many people are diehard baseball fans like myself? 9/30. What are you? I'm going to stay up another 3 hours to watch fucking Yamamoto pitch? No one's. People are not going to change their lives to watch this guy pitch. He would have gotten more eyeballs on him. Let's be real. Had he been here in New York, but again, these guys want to be on a platform, but they want to be on their platform. They want to dictate how things. Oh, I'm in LA, bro. Like, look, I like to start. Great, bro. But the game doesn't start till fucking 10 o'clock. Nobody cares. I'll hear your stat line when I wake up in the morning. Like that's what it's gonna be. He got what he wanted. So
he got what he wanted.
congratulations.
Exactly. I
He-
mean,
happy.
he's
No, fuck
he
him. I'm
put
not
up
happy
amazing
for him.
numbers. He put up amazing numbers in Japan. He got the money that he wanted to get, and now the Yankees are there holding their cock and balls, thinking of who the hell's gonna be a starting pitcher in their rotation, and that's the mess that we're in right now.
You know what? Fuck Otani, bro, because now we got to look at goddamn Giancarlo Stanton for the next 4 years, breaking down like the fucking crypt keeper over here, okay? Even though I love G, but fuck Otani because
He looks good. He lost a lot of
I was
freaking
about to
weight,
say,
man.
he
He
doesn't
looks
good.
skinny. So
okay. Well,
I don't
what?
know. Let's see if the kneecaps don't get as swollen during the ball game, and he starts popping 30 bombs a year again.
What's his time to first base? Is it under 30 seconds?
Maybe now it will be. Maybe with a little 20 extra, pounds off and not as much muscle, he'll get a little faster.
Okay, because if Otani wasn't scared of New York, he would have came here and we would have never got Giancarlo Stanton. So now we got to watch this guy rot for the next 4 fucking years. Okay.
Yeah.
And number two, if Yamamoto wasn't scared in New York, because let's be fair, these guys are scared in New York. It's
tough. It's not for everybody.
It's fair to say that. Okay. Now we don't have to sit here and spend the next hour debating whether or not Blake Snell should be on this fucking team or not.
Oh,
because
God,
that's
here we go. Let's get into it, baby.
Because
well, so let's. Oh, sorry, Christian. Go ahead. I'm just gonna mention a super chat from NYYST Acevedo, who was mentioning Blake Snell. I want the Yankees. He says, "I want the Yankees to sign Blake Snell." What do you think, Pete? By the way, Pete, hope to see you at a Yankee game this year, 2024. And our other super chat, also Slim Lewis, sign Blake Snell. Let's effing go.
You'll see all of us on 420, by the way. So
absolutely.
April 20th, Yankee Stadium. Tickets are going to be back on sale very, very soon. Keep it right there, baby.
Oh, as I was going to say here before I forget again.
Okay.
If you're in the chat, like this video, subscribe to NYYU. Let's go. Smash the like. And then if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we would love a 5-star rating and review. Okay.
Facts.
Me likey.
Okay,
I had to put that. We got to.
Thank you.
I like the me likey. I think Chris would really like that.
Yeah, and then he would say, "Me likey, Tommy want
wingy." Yes. Oh, we miss you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, Chris.
All right, so here we go.
Okay.
Right.
Let's go.
We were told that the Yankees had no plan B because Yamamoto was their only pitching, whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not here. So now they need a plan B. Okay? They do. Because if you look at it, you have the fucking reigning Cy Young Award winner.
Nice.
Okay. Garrett Cole. Okay.
Garrett Cole back.
And what else do we have on this fucking team? We got Carlos Rodon, okay, who is, he's got a lot of question marks. Is he going to be the alpha? Is he going to be the alpha dog we thought we were getting last year? Well, you know what? Got to stay healthy. And he had a few tantrums there last year, which, is not, when you're had the season he had, it's not a cute thing. Garrett Cole can throw a fucking tantrum. He's Cy Young. Carlos Rodon, you can't. Okay. That's just facts of life.
Okay.
Nestor Cortez, there's a lot of questions about Nestor. Okay. Number one, how's he going to come back off the shoulder injury? What his innings limit? Has he peaked? Okay. Same thing with, Clark Schmidt, right? The Yankees spent the back half of the season after they were out of it trying to build this guy up. But what is Clark Schmidt? Is he a 4? Is he a 5? Did we see his ceiling? Is there more to give? There's a fucking question. Yeah. And then you hear Will Warren, Clayton Beater, your mother's ass, fucking this guy and that guy. Like, okay. We can't go into the season with Clayton Beater as the fucking 5th starter.
No, come on. The minute, and I want to show something about Rodon that was on Twitter today, and I want to put it on the screen any second, but the minute the Yankees went out there, and I'll repeat this until they make some moves, and they said, balls on the wall, we're giving everything up that we have to give up to get Juan Soto on this team. You self-proclaimed yourself as a World Series run. We're going for it. That's it. Now you don't have the option to back out and go, maybe we can do this, or maybe Clayton Beater is going to be great, or this guy's going to be great. No, you got to make some big moves. And I'll put this on the screen real quick because this is Carlos Rodon, because you just talked about him. On the left is when he was in San Francisco till his last start with the Yankees. This is from Johnny Lasagna on Twitter. Shout out to Johnny Lasagna. But 92 miles an hour to the right with no effort. There's no effort. Look at that. There was obviously something wrong. Look at the difference of how much torque he's putting on his body to the left.
His back was messed up last year.
Yeah.
And it had to be really affecting him. And look, Christian, man, when they signed him, me and Christian were joking to each other. I go, look, are you ready for, this guy? He's going to be Cole's bitch this year. And hopefully I was off one year because I need, and the Yankees need, Carlos Rodon to be the guy they expected they signed. And they did say he had the chronic back injury, and Matt Blake did say some stuff along the lines of he maybe wasn't in the best condition that he needed to be in and things like that. So was that...
they look a little chubs.
Yeah, was it chubs? What was it? Was it maybe he didn't get that full spring training and they felt like he wasn't really prepared to go? He made, I think, like 2 starts in AA, and then he was in Colorado. So... we got to hope that this guy is who we think. And look, I'll go out on a limb here. I know there's a lot of Yankee fans who already are saying bust and that is it. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, as long as he's healthy, I really believe this guy got a shot to be good. He's not a pussy. I'm going to put it out there. This guy's not a fucking pussy, man. He's not scared to pitch in New York. I don't believe that.
I don't think he is, but this is what's scared. When he was a free agent after 2021 and fans wanted him, and this is why I said, the year in San Francisco and the fact that the Yankees really needed a co-ace kind of swayed me. But look at this. 2015, he was a rookie. 139. These are innings pitched, okay? This is his second highest career total. 116, 165, 69, 120, 34. We're not going to count the COVID year, but he threw 7 innings in his 60-game season. That's not good.
No.
132. Then he had his career year in San Francisco, and he banked it after 178. And he threw 64 last year. So, I mean, yeah, the stuff is, even if the stuff is there, I mean, this guy's never thrown 180 innings in his career.
Correct.
And that's what's scary. That's what scares you. And this is how it segues right into Blake Snell.
Here we go.
Who 2-time Cy Young Award winner. And again, Pete, this has been an overriding theme on this show. I needed the one superstar with Aaron Judge, right? And we got him in Juan Soto, but I need reliability more than anything because this team has been just suffering with so many injuries. Here's Blake Snell's career innings pitched. Ready? And I'm pretty sure you can pick out the 2 Cy Young seasons after I read this.
Of course.
89, 129, 180, 107. He did 50 in the COVID year, 128, 128, and 180. That doesn't really invoke confidence in me that this guy is he's not a horse. He's a 5 and fly guy when he is healthy. And he's only posted 180 twice. Now, if he hits 180 again this year, maybe he's got a hell of a shot to win a Cy Young award because that seems to be what it is. But other than that, the guy's he's in the 128 range, and that's not going to cut it because, what is that? That's 24, 25 starts. You can't be leaving the Yankees. You're going to be a big free agent signing. You can't be leaving the Yankees to have to come up with 6, 7 starts out of their, out of the guys like Beater and Warren and and whoever, Chichi Gonzalez, or whoever the fuck else they pick up. I wish
you love it. Is that the position? That's the position, is the Chichi Gonzalez, the guy who just comes up and goes up and down. It's not a spot starter. It's not a number 6. It's a Chichi Gonzalez.
It's the Chichi, yeah.
It's the Chichi. That's it.
But if you look at his year last year, from August 11th until all the way to the end of the year, he didn't throw less than 6 innings.
Correct.
Per start.
Bingo. And I have a stat for that too, Rye, but go ahead.
And just only 2 starts this past season where he went under 5 innings, and they were his first 2 starts of the entire season.
Yeah.
So I love that. So that's where, and I thought about it, how much of his innings pitched was him and fatigue versus Kevin Cash and going to pulling a quick hook on him. Because remember that playoff game where he got taken out in game 6 of that World Series.
He never wanted to come out. He was pissed.
He was lights out that game, and they took him out because of.
And I agree. And you're not wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but then that would then show itself in games started, and it doesn't because he started 19, 24, 31 in his Cy Young Award season, 23, skip COVID, 27, 24, and 32 last year. So he's not even making. You can say, okay, the Rays analytics, blah blah blah. That's why, okay, but he's not even posting 25, 26 starts in a year, aside from the years that he's won Cy Young Awards, and that's what scares you about Blake Snell, and that's what. You're going to have to go out there and give him a Carlos Rodon type contract. What did Rodon get? 7 for 160? Is that what he got?
7, yeah. No, he didn't get. He got 5. Rodon got 5 years, didn't he?
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm
6 years, 162.
6 years, 160.
So that's what? That's like 27, right? AV,
correct.
27. That's the base. Would you not say that's a baseline of what you're going to have to pay him?
He's going to have to get more than $30 million a year. I mean, I think that's as clear as I mean, that's as clear as day. So, but the one thing.
Go ahead.
No, I just want to say this. A couple of things really quickly. We got 500 people in here, guys. Hit that like button for us. Subscribe if you have not. With 27 subbies away from 22.6K. We got a super chat from our guy Dustin, sending love from Germany. Snell's a good pitcher. But if he's going to work at NY, you never know if he's going to handle the pressure. Even Cole needed some time to be the best. Love your work. All the best from Germany. We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Dustin.
No doubt about it.
I got German blood. Okay.
Oh, hey, little German here. Okay. Well, let me throw this stat on the screen, and there's a little deeper into this. So this right here is something I put out there because I'm not comparing these guys as pitchers, but it's all we have right now on 2 free agents. Blake Snell went 6+ innings in 20 of his 32 starts. Jordan Montgomery went 6+ in 21 of his 32 starts. Now, the only reason I'm bringing this up, and you could go further and go over the last 3 years, Jordan Montgomery goes 6+ 50% of the time. Blake Snell does it 45% of the time. But in that same time period, Jordan Montgomery made 11 more starts. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is this idea that we got to choose one or the other because one is so much more consistent, I feel is not as true as people think it is. Even though the numbers do show you that Monty takes the ball more. It feels he hasn't had a long time out. He hasn't been injured for a long period of time.
Just had that Tommy John.
Correct. I think the one thing for the Yankees is you got to look at it as both of them are going to get paid. You said it before we went live. I don't know if you've mentioned it since we've been live. What was the thing that Sherman said that Monty's looking to get?
I beat what Nola got, the 172.
172. Okay, hold on a second. Think about this now. If you really had to go 172 plus, north of that or right around that for one of these guys, are you choosing somebody you're familiar with already? or are you choosing upside? And apparently there's rumors out there that Cole and Judge are pushing for Snell. I don't know how true that is, but I do know him and Judge are good friends. That I know. That's been mentioned many times. Who do you go with in that regard? Do you go with upside, or do you go with being familiar with somebody?
Well, to me, I mean, I'm going to make a case for Jordan Montgomery here just based on reliability.
Okay.
You take out 2018, 2019, and 2020. You have to take those 3 years out because 18 and 19 were the Tommy John years.
Okay.
And obviously, who fucking cares about the COVID season? 2017, 29 starts. 2021, 30 starts. 2022, 32 starts. Last year, 32 starts. The guy takes the ball every 5 days.
He does.
That's where Jordan Montgomery earns his money, right? He takes the ball every 5 days. I would feel a lot more confident in Jordan Montgomery being on this rotation, knowing that I can pretty much guarantee I'm going to get 30 to 32 starts out of him every year, right? I don't know that about Blake Snell, and that's what scares the living shit out of me about Blake Snell, is that I don't know that this guy's going to take the ball every 5 days. And let's say he reverts back to the Blake Snell in a non-Cy Young Award winning season where he only makes 24 starts. Okay, we just went through this rotation 5 minutes ago.
Right.
Nobody outside of Garrett Holt makes fucking 30 starts on this team.
Correct.
You can't. That's what. Look, if they sign Blake Snell, am I going to be throwing a hissy fit on Twitter? No, I'm going to be like, okay, the Yankees just signed the reigning Cy Young Award winner. Let's hope that what he did in 2023 is now who he is, even though that's not what his track record is. I'll go into it positively. But I'm going to be nervous the whole entire season. And I'm not going to be surprised if we get an alert saying, oh, he's on the IL, because that's kind of who Blake Snell is.
Yeah.
That's not who Jordan Montgomery is. But like you said, the upside is a lot higher with Blake Snell. Blake Snell is a dude.
Oof.
What did I say?
No, I'm saying Cole. I'm saying Cole and Snell.
Yeah.
My God.
I
never expected to be sitting here going, please get us Cole. I'm almost at the point where I'm worried in 2 weeks I'm going to be screaming, please get us a Mike Clevenger, please. We need somebody. I feel we're getting really close to being, begging for anything that's available. They had me talking about Alex Wood the other day. I mean, that's how scary it's getting right now. We know the Yankees have the money. They put it out there for Yamamoto or whatever. What was his name?
Yoshi No Bitch.
Yoshi No Bitch. So Yoshi No Bitch. It sounds like a damn Czech guy or something. Yoshi No Bitch.
Yoshi No Bitch.
That was the Czechoslovakian that Paulie and Christopher Chase threw. That's his brother. That's
the interior designer.
Universal remote. Put down the universal remote. Ruben says Monty has also shown that he has evolved with how he dominated the postseason. In 43 starts away from Boone, he averaged 190 innings pitched per 32 starts, a 317 average. We know he got a lot better. We understand that. And this is another one from Ruben here, which he's trying to scare us away from Snell. Snell's career at Yankee Stadium, 12 starts, 48 innings, 11 home runs, 30 walks, 50 Ks, 5.77 ERA. We need New York performers and October performers. Snell is missing, and why?
Again, is that okay? Do you want to say that's a negative on Snell, or is that the Yankee lineup? But again,
it's tough.
But again, if you're pitching to a 5-year array against a perennial playoff team, which the Yankees were until last year, and he didn't pitch. I don't even remember if he pitched against the Yankees when
he hasn't pitched against them for 2 years.
Okay, so
21.
Okay,
20,
all right, so even you take last year doesn't count. So if his stats against a perennial playoff team with a pretty good lineup every year, except for the last couple of years, which it doesn't matter because he didn't face the Yankees in the last couple of years, is over 5.
Yeah.
Does that mean he doesn't pitch well against good teams? Does it mean that he doesn't pitch well in New York? Either one of those is an issue if you're trying to sign the guy.
Yeah. The other thing, too, you put up Snell's numbers across the board, and, it is the guy's the top 100 percentile in pitch and run value, top 100 in break. Fact of the matter is he has 4 above average pitches. Very, very good. We all know that. That's thrown out the way. Here's the big thing that I think summarizes everything and probably the route the New York Yankees have to go. if we were to sit here and find out what both of these guys are going to sign for, Monty and Snell, I guarantee you, I did this with Dane yesterday. I guarantee you all of our reaction would be, nah, I'm not doing it. And that's the problem that the Yankees face. Neither one of these guys are two guys that you want to go 20 plus million a year for. You probably don't. So now you're putting yourself against the wall going, we don't have nobody. And also the Yankees are probably not willing to say, hey, we'll trade Spencer Jones. We'll trade Warren. We'll trade some of our top guys. Maybe we could get a Jesus Luzardo. Maybe we could get a Corbin Burns if we entice the team the right way. This is the problem the Yankees are facing right now, is they got to choose, is it money or do we actually trade more of our prospect capital? That's the problem they're facing right now, and that's what I would do.
That's a great question because it's also something that I wanted to bring up here. Do the Yankees feel, I guess, safer in spending money because they invested so much into the Soto trade in terms of prospect capital?
Probably.
I mean,
they're probably concerned.
If you're hearing that, even for a guy like Cesar off a down year, is Spencer Jones plus, I could scare Brian Cashman away. Because
I agree.
Okay. Shane Bieber, okay, he was hurt last year. The stuff's not the same as the Cy Young year, but they're not going to give this guy away.
Right.
Corbin Burns, a different story. I'd fucking pay an arm and a leg to get Corbin Burns here. You want to talk about popping Woodies over fucking a 1-2, Cole and fucking Burns. I mean, Jesus
filthy.
Christ.
It's filthy.
But again,
Absolutely
he's a rental. So now you're in a situation with the Yankees, right? I think the Yankees are going to put all their eggs in the basket of trying to re-sign Juan Soto, right?
You would hope.
Mm-hmm. But if you're going to go out there and pay what it's going to cost to get Corbin Burns here, then you're also going to put yourself in a position where you have to do whatever it takes to re-sign Corbin Burns, because I think that's why the Yankees were like, okay, Thorpe and King, because we're pretty confident that we're going to get Soto to stay here. So now let's say you go out and Jones and whatever the hell else, what's the other guy's name? Hampton. Okay.
Yeah, Chase Hampton.
Now you have to re-sign Corbin Burns because you traded more of your future to get this guy here. Yep. I don't think Brian Cashman or Hal Steinbrenner really want to be in a situation where they have to chase two guys like that.
Correct. And Mike with the super chat says, Bobby Malone from Twitter said that Jack Curry was shooting down Snell rumors. He kind of was. I mean, that was on Yankee Hot Stuff. I know, Christian, me and you were watching it. He kind of was. He kind of was pushing away from Snell a bit, in my opinion.
Kay immediately went to the negative on Snell.
Yeah, he went to the negative. It seemed like both of them were.
The YPM,
but that's the question.
Bruin?
The YPM is up and running, but that's the real question, because again, I really feel like if all of us sat there and said, would you sign Snell for $35 million a year for 5 years? The majority of people aren't going to snap and go, yes. They're going to wait and go, You could say the same thing about, would you give Monty Carlos Rodon's contract? A lot of people are going to go, See, there it is.
I would do it.
But it's more of a reluctance, right? It's not like 100% do it. Get it done.
Yeah, definitely not 100%.
Can I tell you why I'm reluctant? Because I don't want to retread with Jordan Montgomery. That's why. If Jordan Montgomery had never been here and had the career that he had and he was on the open market, I'd be a lot more gung-ho about getting Jordan Montgomery. I just don't like all the baggage that Jordan Montgomery comes with. And it has nothing to do with him, really. It's everything that the Yankees wanted no part of him pitching in the fucking postseason in 2022. That's why they traded him for a fucking guy in a walking boot.
So why the fuck would you come back?
And that's the whole
my
point,
thing, man. I would tell the Yankees, stick it up your ass. It's said, now you guys want me, stick it up your fucking ass.
Exactly. And now why do you want him back? You had no why? Because he proved that you're stupid and that he can't pitch in the fucking postseason. He was literally the ace of a World Series championship team.
Yep.
I mean,
he was a dog too, and he was an absolute dog, man. Took the ball, went out there, did his thing. That's the tough part right now, and I get the Yankees not wanting to trade
That's why
everybody.
I have that reluctance for Jordan Montgomery, because we've been there. Should have probably never traded the guy in the first place. And I didn't hate the trade when I heard it, because I knew we needed a center fielder, and I knew Bader's at least defensive skills. And you know, if the Yankees were telling you, oh, we're not going to pitch this guy in the postseason, it was worth the risk. It was worth the risk. It didn't work out. And now they let here, follow the breadcrumbs, right? What happened with Bader? Did we get anything for him? No. He would put on waivers.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nobody wanted him.
It's not even like they turned around and said, okay, we got a prospect for him. Maybe a guy will turn into be a decent middle reliever in a couple of years. They got nothing for him. And now you're going to turn around and give Jordan Montgomery a long-term deal for $180 million.
Yeah.
That's why I have the reluctance about it, because it's just like, why are we doing that? The guy could have been here and we could have never had to gone down this fucking road before.
Connor O'Neill with the super chat says, "What's up, Pete and Christian? Keep up the hard work." Okay, Connor.
Ryan's here too.
Connor, not a fan of Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Connor. Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, I just won't be here. Okay. Where's my hello? Okay.
Right, though. But if I were to seriously ask you, and the same exact question, 165, 5 years, Monty, what's your immediate reaction?
It's what I just did. That pause, think.
Yeah.
But I'd still probably pull the trigger based on the amount of success that he had here. It's not the greatest track record here, especially with the injuries, but he showed that reliability. He's also somebody, like, I know you said maybe he's hesitant to come back here, but what were did they leave on bad terms? Were there reports that came out that when, was he blindsided or was it more like a Chapman situation where they let him go?
Didn't one of those cuck beat reporters say that people were like crying in the fucking locker room?
Yeah, it was bad because was that
who was the pitcher that
Jameson Tyone, wasn't it? Wasn't it Tyone that was really upset about it?
Yeah, it was.
And then someone else said it was a divided locker, like the locker room.
It
was
became
all
like a divided
up.
locker room because of the route they went instead of what they thought. Hunter Larson says a big three of Cole, Burns, and Rodon in form is scary. 100% it is, no question. But the question you got to ask yourself is, if Burns was available, let me tell you right now, I'll give you a spoiler alert. The Milwaukee Brewers are not looking at that as, he has 1 year left. They don't give a shit. They're going to say, if you want him, we want a couple of top 100 guys. They're not going to give this guy away for peanuts.
Nor should they.
Exactly. And I try to tell fans this all the time. Yeah, but we'll give him Pereira, Peraza, and a bag of donuts. That doesn't even start a conversation.
This guy is a legitimate ace.
Top. Bingo. We want your elite of your elite. If you want, unless you know what we'll do, we'll wait until teams have a standing going, and we'll wait at the deadline. Then we'll deal them then.
That's why people are like, "Oh, we gave up too much for Juan." No, you didn't.
You didn't.
He's
you really
Juan
didn't.
Soto, bro.
He's Juan Soto. He's top 3 in the league.
He's the best way to have improved their lineup.
100%. That's 99% of people's top name. Who can improve this offense the most single-handedly?
Soto.
Juan Soto.
Sean Casey, if you remember, the season ended. He was on his podcast. They need Soto. That who is
said it at the All-Star game.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's not one player in free agency or is that going to be traded this offseason or at the deadline that is going to impact the Yankees in a positive way like Juan Soto is. And if you mean to tell me that Michael King, who the Yankees don't even know what he really is, a reliever, a starter, is the thing that you got your balls twisted about, the Yankees made an excellent move. That's
no question. And you look at it and go, there was value to Brito. There was value to those guys. I get all that. But for the return that was needed, we know. It's not like the Yankees do not have chances to add pitching. It's that they got to just go do it. That's the big thing here. They have to go out and actually make those moves. You can't. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys this. Look, I love Spencer Jones. I think he has a chance to be a really good player. If you call up Milwaukee, if you call up the White Sox, if you call up whoever the hell, the Marlins, and you go, look, we're interested in Luzardo, we're interested in Garrett Braxton, one of their guys, whoever, and they all say, for a guy like Luzardo, it's got to start with Jones, and then you move on from there. If you're the Yankees and you go, you're hanging up that phone, I'm sorry, but you don't want to fucking win. It's that simple. If you're holding
Luzardo's got a couple years, right?
He has 3 years of control. I mean, and the guy is a monster from the left side. You have to do it. I'm sorry, and I like the kid. I think he has a chance to be really good.
Sure.
I've learned a lot about this system when we have, Yankees Farm here and Dane. These guys know their shit. Mm-hmm. And they're right. The system has been better than it's ever been. And it's starting to produce that. We're starting to see guys that look like they could last here. But I'm sorry. When you get Soto, everything goes out the window. And if it is an ask of a couple of top guys, you got to seriously consider it. I'm sorry. To pair somebody up with Cole, you got to consider it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring this point up. Do you think the Yankees are hesitant to trade Spencer Jones, not because of whatever he could be, but because it's an insurance policy in case things don't work out with Juan Soto?
It's possible. It's possible.
Because they could always say to themselves, if things get obnoxious with Soto, where it's like Ohtani money, right?
And it could be.
Okay. Well, we got Spencer Jones coming up, and we think he's going to be Aaron Judge from the left side. So,
yeah,
okay, we took a shot with Soto. It didn't work out. We'll just play Spencer Jones now. If the Yankees trade Spencer Jones, then they're put in a position. And this is why these are things that people don't really focus on. They just look in the vacuum, what's happening right in front of me. And this is why, like, Chris gets so pissed at me all the time. But you also have to think about the Yankees as an organization and what they're thinking about, right?
Right.
You trade Spencer Jones, you have no fucking security blanket for Juan Soto. And you have to then turn around and you could say, well, he's Juan Soto. He's 26 years. He'll be 26 years old. Give him the money. But at some point, you got to look at fiscal responsibility as well. This is a business that is being run here. And $70 million.
You do have Dominguez.
Yeah, and look, and exactly, you have Dominguez.
Whatever, what if Verdugo has a really good year? Sure. And I know that's probably not what everybody wants to hear, but he's also going to be a free. And again, I don't think any of us are here saying that we don't want Soto back. So please don't get us wrong here. We want Soto back. We're just saying if there is a realistic which there is, that somebody knocks the fucking doors down to land this guy. And it's an insane amount that even we're saying that's crazy.
What if Steve Cohen's like, here's $1 billion, bro?
You never.
You don't know.
He might.
You don't know.
The Yankees. Sure. We might hear rumors of 525 and go, holy fuck, they're actually going to do it. Cohen might say, we'll give you 600, no problem. It's a real possibility. So that's what we're discussing here. But you also got Verdugo, who could, it's a doubles machine. I know Boston helps that. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. Boston definitely helps that. If you look at where a lot of his doubles come, it's that short left field. He goes the opposite field pretty well. We'll see how that translates in Yankee Stadium, but he's a guy, too.
I think he's going to have a real good year, though.
I think so, too. I think he's going to be surprising. He puts up above 260, 270 average, has 15 to 20 homers. You probably seriously consider yourself in something like that. So I just think there are risks that you have to take. And trading prospect capital now is that risk you probably do have to take.
It'd be more palatable if they traded Jones for a guy like Luzardo who has 3 or 4 years of control left. Right?
I'd be very comfortable with that.
And then you don't feel like you have to chase somebody in free agency.
Right.
Like if they if Milwaukee tells you Corbin Burns, it's Spencer Jones or get off the fucking phone, and then you do that, now you have to bring back Corbin Burns, because why did you just trade Spencer Jones if you had no interest in bringing back Corbin Burns?
And here's how I would do this if with Milwaukee. Now Corbin Burns basically was on foul territory, and he was like, whoever signs me, just understand you're not re-signing me. And he's like, I want to be a free agent. I'm going to be a free agent. No matter, he said it flat out, no matter where I go. If there was, and I know this is kind of, a moot point now because that is what he said, but the Yankees just look to spend a shit ton of money on Yamamoto. Let's say, for an example, they said, hey, we want Everson Pereira, Jones, Hampton, and somebody else. And it's a major, major deal. Forget the names. Just think it's going to hurt. I'd sit there with them if we got 48 hours to re-sign them, lock in a deal. I'd do it all day, every day. If we could confirm and go, we got him for the next 6 years, 7 years, who the hell wouldn't do that deal?
Absolutely.
Of course, then you would do it. But there's no guarantee. And yeah, it is a little scary. He's also been a guy that hasn't had the greatest health, so you never know. You never know what that 1 year is going to be. Yes, the best of it is Cole and him, and that's phenomenal. But you do have concerns.
The problem that the Yankees are in right now, and this is even including Yamamoto, is there's no slam dunk sure thing answer out there.
Boom. And is it money or is it prospects?
And the Yankees are going to have to ask themselves that question in the next couple of weeks here.
Yep.
Do we want to pay with a check or do we want to pay with our farm system? Because we have to pay something because we know this team, as constructed, is not more than a wild card team. They're not going to. They're not going to be at the top of the division. They'll be at the top of the division in the sense that they'll win a wild card. I think, honestly, adding Soto alone puts them in the postseason. Soto and Verdugo to this lineup puts the Yankees.
Time on that.
Well, but think about how long Rizzo was right in the middle of that lineup and was the worst hitter in baseball, and they just couldn't let him drop him down that lineup. Soto's not going to be that person.
Not at all. My only, and again, we don't know what they're going to do. Even if it's not a top guy, if they add a couple of starters, I think I feel better about it. But right now, that rotation is so ass. I'm legitimately concerned. Like, legitimately
but it was
concerned.
But that's what's okay. We all are in agreement they need starting pitching, right? But what the fuck did they get out of this rotation outside of Garrett Cole last year?
You are right. But again, does Cole duplicate?
Right. Okay. Even if he has what's a regression season though? Does he pitch to a 290 array?
Not the best season ever for a Yankee.
What if he goes back to that mid 3, 4, 5?
Oh, that's a problem because Garrett Cole didn't pitch like an ace in 2022. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit that. As much as I love the guy, he did not pitch like an ace in 2022. And
we wasted his year.
And I
he was
don't
so fucking
really
good last year.
You know, and I had people coming showing me all these fucking stats. Well, he had a 3.5 year reign. He led the league in home run. Yeah, he led the league in home runs allowed. What the fuck?
What kind of conversations?
He showed everybody what an ace he was last year. That's what he did.
Yeah.
That's an ace season.
What kind of conversations are we having right now if Rodon had a better season last year?
Not much. Not as much.
You're looking at
that's the big
You're
one.
looking at a back end of the rotation guy right now.
Christian, what did you always say? What he wasn't a number 2. He was a
supposed to be a
Rodon. He was a 1B.
Yeah,
You're supposed to be 1B.
Now, look at how far that narrative has fallen.
Because think about this. If it was this time last year, what are we saying? Holy shit, we got that dominating righty and dominating lefty 1-2.
too
and now
coming off a good year.
But we do got a couple of super chats. And by the way, we got 600 people in here. Hit that like button, folks. Acevedo says, do you think a lot of pitchers pitch bad in New York due to the weather change from the West Coast to the East Coast? Mad Love, NYY podcast number 1. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know.
I mean, what do you see a pitcher wearing though over his arm in between innings? He's covering his arm with warm compression. No, he's after the game. But during the game, he's got the sleeve on. He's covering it for that heat. So yeah, I mean, look, I think heat is a better, if you could choose between
CC was never the greatest April pitcher when he was, but
then there's a reverse of that also the ball carries more apparently when in warmer weather, and like the Yankees usually start off slow power wise in April and May, and then once the warmer months come in, they start to see an uptick in power.
Yep. So, and Ronald Hansley Jr. with the super chat says the best ability is availability. Yes. Monty over Snell. #NYYU to the moon. Alex says we have 2 of the best hitters in the game now, and if by some miracle of yoga, Stanton turns it around, MLB watch out. Yeah, I think the offense has a chance to be very good. I know my brother Rob Thompson had a super chat. There it is. The Yankees are either not going to pay what it takes to get a starting pitcher in this market or not trade what it takes to get a starting pitcher. This is the worst case scenario for the Yankees right now. 150%. They cannot enter the year with Cole, Rodon, Clark Schmidt, Nestor Cortez, and God knows who. Can't do it.
No.
I agree they can't do it, but how stupid do you want them to get right now?
Smarter Yankees.
Get fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
I'm not against getting...
Brian Cashman has been an asshole.
I'm just asking a question. How stupid do you want them to get
They
right
make
now?
so much money. So much money.
Bowers. He's going to be on a radio show tomorrow at 11. That's going to be interesting.
Oh, Trevor Bauer?
Trevor Bauer, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, apparently he's going to go out. Hey, look, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, the guy, I don't know shit about Trevor Bauer. I'll be honest with you. I didn't look too much into these cases and all this other shit. Mookie Betts just recently, a few weeks ago, was like, the guy's a great guy, great teammate. I hope he has a job.
Garrett thinks he's a piece of shit, so that's all I need to know.
That probably is all. And I don't expect him to be a Yankee. Michelino says Snell is perfect for Boone as he only pitches 5 innings and Boone pulls him early. Anyways, happy 2024. Looking forward to the first full NYYU season. Thank you, Michelino. We appreciate
That's
you,
a
man.
good point. Boone would love Snell.
All right, so then you have to go sign Jordan Hicks then.
I love Jordan Hicks.
Get Jordan Hicks on top
love
of
Jordan
that.
Hicks. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I love Jordan
I'm big
Hicks.
on
I think
Hicks.
he'd be a very nice
Another
pickup.
Matt Blake type candidate to find that.
And look what he did. I mean, he went to Toronto with Pete Walker, and the guy started throwing more strikes, and he was awesome. He was awesome with the Blue Jays.
Oh, I know his name is pronounced Poteet, but I'm going to call him Potty.
Oh, God.
Michael K's like, oh, the Yankees really did their homework on this. Okay.
Their due diligence. That's he always has to say that term.
Yeah. Okay.
I put a tweet about him. Let me find it real quick.
Bubba Thompson has top 3 in the game sprint speed, in case anybody's excited about that.
I'm buying his jersey.
I'm very,
tomorrow.
very excited about that.
I'm wearing a Bubba Williams jersey. Is that his name, Bubba Williams? Bubba Thompson. Bubba Thompson. I'm wearing a Bubba Crosby. Bubba Thompson's jersey.
They said that despite him having
like
top
name,
3, like literally the top 3 sprint speed in the game, he's an average fielder. So.
What do we had? We had a member chat here by DJ Stelio. Am I like LI to believe in Nestor in 2024? Even if he does bounce back from a horrific 2023 season, we still need 2 more starting pitchers. I like Bauer. Bauer, #Bauer2BX.
Okay, no. Okay, no. And I'm going to tell you why. And I've said it on the show before. And in case you didn't hear it the first time I said it, it has nothing to do with who he votes for or the fact that he might be a sexual predator. Okay, that on it.
Okay, go ahead.
The second part is bad. Okay, if it's true, which he apparently maybe he's been exonerated. That seems what has been. It seems to be the case, but whatever. It will be a fucking circus bringing this guy in here.
You would have to do that A-Rod shit. Remember when they were like, this is the only time he's discussing it, press conference, and it's over. That's it. But do you really even want that?
No,
like,
I
do you
don't
even want to bring that around? That's the problem.
I don't want that. I don't want that. And the fact of the matter, and look, Garrett Cole didn't like Josh Donaldson, and they still fucking traded for him anyway, right? It didn't work out because Josh Donaldson sucks, okay? But you can bring guys in that don't like each other. It doesn't matter, you know. Jeter and A-Rod had beef. They still shared a locker room together for 10 years.
I mean, they all call the guy bitch tits, A-Rod in the clubhouse. So I mean,
the matter is that why are you look? Can I make another point here? If you want to believe these beat writers, the Heymans and the Rosenthals of the world, that the Yankees didn't want to upset Garrett Cole and pay Yamamoto more than what they paid Garrett Cole, why the fuck would you think they want to upset him by bringing in a guy that he fucking hates? That he hates.
Yeah, I don't.
These guys have hated
each
other
happen,
for
man.
20 years. It's not like, oh, Josh Donaldson made a flipping remark and he pissed Cole off. These guys Cole legitimately doesn't like Trevor Bauer. Okay.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
But you know, I have a kid. I got Amy. Maybe it's time to kind of forgive and forget. And if Trevor Bauer can help us get ring number 28, then maybe we just have to put our differences aside and bring him on board.
So we got a super chat from Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. I think you have to be prepared to pay Soto $55 million for 14 years and having $200 million wrapped up in 6 players, and Boris ain't deferring shit. Probably right about that one. Arson Boone says Michelino has a point. Stelio says Christian, relax, let go of my shirt. It's just my opinion. You scared my guy Steels, okay, about Bowers. All right.
Sure.
Yeah, he's like saying, you grabbed him like this. Hey, man, fuck Bowers.
Yeah.
It's like one of those moments. Like, dare you? I don't know, man. I'm getting this. This is what I put up if anybody cares about Poteet. He had a 4.84 ERA in 67 AAA innings and a 4.02 ERA in 203 innings in AA. So that's the big acquisition.
He's
according
coming
to
off,
Michael K. Keep your eyes on it, folks.
He's coming off Tommy John surgery, so
was that a Poe tweet right there? A Poe tweet?
It was a Poe tweet.
Oh shit!
It was a Poe tweet.
And just to make another point about Yamamoto here.
Oh shit!
No, because you want to
Yoshinovich.
You want to believe these people that say the Yankees didn't want to go to 325 because it would upset Garrett Cole. Number one, I cannot for the life of me believe that the Yankees would have invested all this time and energy and known that 325 signs the guy and would have said, no, we don't want to upset Garrett Cole.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
And number two,
it makes no sense.
And number two, if Garrett Cole is the type of guy that would have gotten mad over something like that, I'm going to I'll burn his jersey in the backyard right now, because that means he's just not committed to winning. And I don't
it doesn't even matter at that point too, because
I don't buy that either. And I'm sorry, I personally, even if it's me because I'm such a big Garrett Cole guy, I don't believe that Garrett Cole would have been upset over something like that.
Even if there was an ego attachment there, I don't even think it would be the overall value. I would think it'd be the AAV that would maybe be something that you'd be upset about, but his AAV would have been higher, right?
With the Yankees, he had the Yankees had the highest.
I'm saying Cole
also would have had a higher
AAV. He still has a higher AAV than Yamamoto. So I mean, come on.
That's why I said it. That to me is just bullshit excuses. He knew where he wanted to go, and that's all there is to it. And now again, the Yankees got to kind of decide on what's the route that they got to take. And you look around out there, and again, we know who the trade targets are. They spoke about it on Hot Stove today. They brought up Bieber. They brought up a few other guys. I don't know. Scott says spend money over prospects, take the risk, or get nada. And I mean, yeah, I think that's what you got to ask yourself. Dane talks a lot about, Will Warren being very, very close to ready. I think his last 6 or 7 or so outings in AAA, he was phenomenal.
What did they get out of him
guys
this year?
That could come up. What was that?
I need a guy that's going to give me 180. Is Will Warren giving me 180?
I don't disagree. I agree. I'm 100% there with you. I'm
I'm okay. Listen,
who is
if you're telling me that they're going to sign, let's just say Montgomery for the sake of the argument, right? I can pretty much in blood guarantee I'm getting 180 innings out of Jordan Montgomery, right? Based on his track record.
Yeah, fair.
Okay? Then if at that point you want to tell me you want to ride you want to ride it out with Will Warren and see what he gives you, fine, that's okay. I'm okay at that point, because now I'm lessening a risk by putting in a guy that I know is going to give me 180 innings over 30 starts. Yeah. And then if you want to tell me you want to fill in the back end from a guy like Will Warren, that's a little bit different now. Will Warren can't be the guy if I don't have another reliable starter on this staff. Yeah. It just doesn't work.
And one good thing about, and again, I'm not trying to sit here and hype people up about Will Warren of being this dominating starter for the Yankees next year. He did. The good news is he did throw 130 innings last year, so it's not like he didn't take the ball and pitch. He threw a lot of innings. So if you bump that up
probably
out of 40,
what is that? That's okay. 160, 170.
Yeah, maybe
are the Yankees going to
170.
Let him?
No,
the Yankees going to let
not.
him do that?
Not at the majors. Probably not. No, he highly doubtful. He starts and he goes 160. Highly, highly doubtful. But he does have the innings build up where he, in that case, would be available. And again, this talk, it's going to get crazier and crazier. I'm telling you guys, there's going to come a point where we're going to be sitting here going, who's the pick, Alex Wood or Mike Clevenger? Oh, I'm telling you, it's getting there.
Okay, then Will Warren.
If they don't make some move, then it's probably, fuck it. Then you're right. Just get with whoever the hell it is. But I think the best route to go, and I've said this before, I'll say it again now. I think you have a very legit chance. The Yankees have the money. That we know. We all agree to that. Nobody, I think, would be mad if the Yankees signed Snell. I don't think anybody would be mad if they signed Montgomery. I don't think there'd really be an overall consensus of fans going, oh my God, I can't believe they made this move. How did they? That's terrible. One, it's going to be less than what they were going to give Yamamoto. That we know. And then the next move after that, get that fucking deal done with Miami that you've been working on for 3 friggin' seasons. Get it done. If it's not Luzardo, again, Braxton Garrett is another really good lefty. He had a very good year, a lot of innings. He gives you that.
You keep talking about, you can never remember his name.
Edward Cabrera?
Yeah.
And Edward Cabrera is filthy. If you guys have not looked up Edward Cabrera, go do it. If you believe in Look, if you're a fan of the whole analytic things, let me show you guys something. This is ace, top of the rotation type stuff right here. Problem is he doesn't throw strikes. Matt Blake has been able to do that. Look at this.
Okay.
I mean, this is elite. This is elite stuff. He has it. And if you watch this kid, he has a 94, 95, 96 mile an hour changeup. He is filthy.
I can't read that. How old is he? 23?
25.
25, okay.
25 years old.
He's about to hit his prime.
And look, there was reports today with the Marlins that said that they need a starting shortstop. That is something they know they need, and they need that for long term. We have that.
Peraza.
Yeah,
Oswald Peraza, Everson Pereira, and maybe a strong relief pitcher. I think that is a fair deal for an Edward Cabrera. He hasn't done enough to sit there and go, we demand more. Luzardo, I get it. But I really think that is a fair deal that they could make. And now if you sit back and go, the rotation is Cole, Blake, or Monty, Rodon, Schmidt, or Nestor, and a guy like this kid, Edward Cabrera, then one of those other guys go to the bullpen. Now we're really talking.
And it's going to come down to this. What do the Yankees want? We said it earlier in the show. What do the Yankees want to spend? Do they want to spend money, or do they want to spend prospects?
Yeah.
What it's going to come down to? They have to do something.
I think they got to do both. I think they do both. If you really want to win, you do both. You're not signing both of those guys.
I mean, Pete, well, you just mapped out there. That sounds fucking great to me.
I mean, that's probably best
and
case
then a guy
scenario,
like this.
right?
Yeah.
It's probably best case scenario. Because the one thing we could say about Blake is, and I know there's a lot of people, but the Yankees walked a lot of guys and blah, blah. Blake has done something with individual pitchers. You could go down a list. Lou Trevino came here, couldn't throw a strike. He started dominating throwing strikes. He was great.
He was
phenomenal. Clay Holmes did the same exact thing. There's a list. If you really look at it, Albert Abreu, no matter how you want to talk about him, guy couldn't throw a strike nowhere. With the Yankees, he was at least serviceable. The other guy I couldn't stand. What the hell is the lefty that I couldn't stand that would come in late in games all year at the end of the year? Heavy set guy, kind of looked like a fake
Nick
Rodon.
Ramirez?
Nick Ramirez pitched to a 2-something ERA. Nick Ramirez pitched to a 2-something. I don't know what happened to Rye, but he disappeared for a second. Nick Ramirez pitched to a 2-something ERA.
Lost Ryan?
Yeah, he disappeared. But I'm going to try to... I don't want to fix it too quick just in case if he comes back. But Rye just flew away. He didn't like me talking about Nick Ramirez. But no, just continuing on where we were. You know, he's done really good things with a lot of these guys. So at the end of the day, if you're able to add a guy like this with this high upside, just needs to start throwing more strikes, that's a fair route to go. That's a smart move to make if you're the Yankees.
His computer just randomly shut off.
Okay, no problem. I'll get this in here now. Fix this for us.
It's going to be interesting because I think we all know that the Yankees need to improve this rotation, and I don't know, man. That's a scary thing about having a situation like the Yankees have with Yamamoto is when you miss on your pretty much only target.
Yep.
What do you do? What do you do now?
Yep.
Because now we're looking at situations here where nothing's that appealing.
Correct. That's the problem.
I don't even know if Corbin Burns is actually on the friggin' market. If he wasn't,
they don't have to move him.
It'd be a different story. And right now, to get him out of Milwaukee, you're going to be bent over a friggin' barrel.
No doubt. It's gonna be tough.
Oh, Ryan's back.
Okay, Ryan's back. All right, let me fix it again. Okay.
Okay, some technical difficulties. Okay.
Little technical difficulties. All right, it happens. Okay.
And whether or not you believe that Hal pushed the Soto thing over the finish line because Brian's baseball people didn't like the package or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to understand something, that the Yankees acquiesced to what San Diego wanted. That's not how they usually operate.
Correct.
Now you're going to turn around and do it again in a situation for like a guy like Corbin Burns. I can't see that happening.
It's tough, man. It's a couple of super chats. Michelino says, if Moto went with us, would Cole opt out after 24? No, man. This whole idea with the Cole opt-out guys.
He's opting out. He's opting out. We all look. He's opting out, and he's not fucking going anywhere.
All they got to do is add a year. That's it. They only got to add this $36 million to the end, and that's all.
The Yankees control the opt-out.
Bingo.
The Yankees control the entire opt-out because if he opts out, he gets a year added to the back end of the contract.
Yep.
And I would be stunned if he didn't opt out because it's just a smart business move. Why wouldn't you take another $36 million?
Yep.
So everybody, people are freaking out about Cole opting out. It means nothing.
It doesn't. It's bullshit. There's no reason to even concern yourself over that, guys. But we do got a couple of super chats. Hunter Larson says, "Get me Edward Cabrera, Monty, and Hicks. That'd be fucking awesome, bro. I'll be all for that."
Hicks, though, but being named Hicks is kind of a hesitant.
He'd have to change
there
because
that just put a chill down my spine.
What's his name? Just go to Jordan Dix, and we'll be okay with that. Kevin Cruz, Kev from the Bronx of Nothing says, Alex Wood, 80% ground ball rate. Kev, stop it.
Ooh.
We don't want that, please. Rara with the drops of super chat on us too. We don't want that, man. That's like I don't need to be sitting here making videos for 2 hours going, we got Alex Wood.
Oh.
I don't need that. Let it be somebody good that I'm screaming my head off about. And I'll stay live for anybody for hours, but let it be somebody good.
All right. Life's on the line right now. Right?
Okay.
What?
You gonna unalive us? Okay.
Okay.
Big acquisition, or do they not make one pitching wise?
They have to. So I'll say yes. They have to.
I'd guarantee they're making another big move.
One name, throw it out there right now. Who do you think it's going to be?
Montgomery.
Damn, man. Holy shit.
Montgomery. I want it to be Snell. I'm gonna say Monty wants a reunion.
The safer bet is Monty. The safer bet is definitely Monty, in my opinion.
I think it'll be Montgomery too, just because I think it's the safest thing that they can do.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to spend any more prospect capital in this offseason. That's my opinion.
I'll say this. Montgomery will be pitching in New York next year. That's all I can say. Whether it's for the Yankees or the Mets, he's going to be pretty strong that the Yankees or Mets, because what did the Mets always do? What did they do today? They get our scraps.
Got a Yankee guy. They
get our sloppies.
Yeah, the scrap heap.
And they want to prove that they can do it here, and then they're going to overpay for them.
Scrappy do, okay?
The Mets made three, quote, significant moves this offseason. They were all on the Yankees last year.
Oh, look at that. And that is the way that the Mets have operated for years. They either bring on guys that were former Yankees, or they act in a way to spite the Yankees. Ottavino, Nunez, Cano, Robertson. List goes on and on of them trying to bring on former Yankees.
So let me ask you this, Ryan. If they get Monty, what's that contract look like? What do you think it's the Rodon contract, basically?
I mean, look at the postseason he had. Think about every good start he made in the postseason last year, how much money he was increasing his value. Because if he went out last year and shit the bed for the Rangers, we're not talking about Jordan Montgomery seriously right now. I think he is going to get 25.
He's getting 30. No,
to 25 to 30 to $30 million. And the team that would, if there's a bidding war, then the Mets will give him $30 million.
If that report is true that he wants to beat 172, that's okay. So round it up to 180. What do you feel comfortable giving him? 6? You want to go deep? You want to go to a deeper commitment than that? He's 32 years old already.
Let me ask you this. I know this is not likely, but maybe it is. Rich, by the way, with the super chat says Tanaka was in NYYST Nets game smoke fire. No, you don't want Tanaka no more. Tanaka's done with the Yankees. He's done in major, and he's still under contract in Japan, by the way. So that ain't gonna happen. I do want to talk about Monty's postseason stars. I got those.
I'm taking a flyer on Tanaka. I don't care.
Okay, hey, shit.
Hey.
That's what we're gonna do.
Tanaka or anybody. Tanaka or Alex Wood. Come on now.
Tanaka, give me Tanaka.
What's Tanaka's ground ball rate in Japan?
I don't know. He was getting smacked. I think
and we know
he's
not scared to pitch here.
That's right.
Right. I told you this is going to happen. Didn't I not say it? We're going to keep getting crazier as this shit goes on.
So the reunion's not with Monty, it's Tanaka.
It's with Tanaka out of nowhere. That's what's going to happen. Connor O'Neill says, if that's Monty's contract, I want Snell. But let me ask you guys this. Do you think
you're going to give Snell 30 plus?
Well, let me throw this out there. Do you think there's any way, which I don't think there is, because I think there's enough opportunity for him to sign. Is there any way he accepts like a 1-year monster loaded contract? I'm talking about like $45 million.
I was going to say this earlier. Why not?
Is that possible? Or like the Bowers deal where it's like 3 years, like 40 something million a year?
I was going to say 3 years with an opt-out after 2, 45 AAV. What do you say?
I literally was talking about that today. I was like, you know what? If you
like
could pull that off.
Bauer type deal.
I'm just saying, because if there is a way to put these guys together and you're not as nervous about it, it's like, all right, it's going to fall off. You don't got to hold them for all these years. You don't got to be concerned about that. I don't know if they'd go for that or they would bite if even Boris would even consider that. But I think if that is something on the table, I think to me, he goes over Monty if that's the case.
Well, it's Boris.
I don't see it though.
Me either. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Because didn't Bauer do that because that's kind of what Bauer wanted from free agency? He didn't want to sign a long-term deal.
Yeah,
I kind of remember him saying that.
He was saying that he wanted to do 1-year deal. That's all he wanted.
Everywhere.
Yeah, right. It's like he's playing MLB The Show.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do.
But no, if I'm Snell, I'm going for as much. Yeah, as many years as possible.
But here's the thing, too. Think about this also. And I know a lot of, like, everybody's right. Money talks. I get that. You know, you kind of want to lock yourself down for a while. Let's say if the last teams remaining for him happen to be teams like who? Let's say the Giants are the major player for him. Oh, yeah. It's the Giants. And he's like, I don't want to fucking play for I don't want to get locked in on the Giants for 6 years. And then it gets to the point of maybe mid-January, end January, and he goes, hey, look, you know, the Yankees haven't done it yet, and they'll go short. You want to do a short-term deal, and maybe we get a lot out of them. And the Yankees do offer a 40-something million for 3 years, you know, each AAV, 40+.
Let them opt out after 2 years.
After the second. I give an opt-out after 1. I don't give a shit. Just be here this year.
Fuck it.
But that's the mind. This is what I talk about. You got to find a way to be creative. You got to find a way to be creative. I mean, I think the Yankees would be even more comfortable with that than any deal that they could make.
I mean, I would pay for the reliability over Monty over the upside of Snell.
I don't disagree.
That's my opinion right now.
Big Sexy Yankee says, reason why we can't trade for an ace is because Cashman doesn't want to trade Jones because he wants him to be Soto's replacement. So that's what Christian was talking about earlier. We have one more super chat. Alex says, my issue is Monty doesn't want to play in New York. Well, we don't know that fully. I mean,
did you hear
money
that?
Talks and bullshit walks at the end of the day.
Right.
But speaking of Monty, before we move on with him, let's talk about what he did in the postseason. So 7 innings against the Rays, no earned runs. 4 innings against Baltimore, 4 earned runs. 6 1/3 innings against Houston, no earned runs. 5 1/3 against Houston, no earned runs.
Oh, wow. A guy that can beat Houston in the postseason.
That's all I needed to hear were those
against
two.
Houston, no earned runs. And then 6 innings, 4 earned runs into World Series. Probably his worst game.
Who didn't want to pitch him
Still
in
went
the
6
innings. And then he turned around after you got swept by the Astros. He turned around and he beat them twice.
There's a reason those 3 guys took a picture together.
Didn't even score against them, right? Both of those games you said no runs against Houston?
Who?
Houston?
No, he pitched 3 times against Houston.
Those 2 back-to-back?
6 1/3 innings, no earned runs. 5 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs, and then 2 1/3. The game he came out on a short rest, and he came out of the bullpen and was excellent for them. And he got the win, I believe. Slim Lewis says Snell has a 3.33 ERA in the postseason, a 2.80 in the World Series.
Yeah, and remember that Game 6 again. He looked so good when Kevin Cash decided to take him out of that ball game. So good.
Could have hit
one hit he had at that point.
The overriding theme of this is that there's good answers, but there's no answer that you're going to feel supremely confident about.
Yeah.
I think the best option is you sign one of those 2 and then you trade for somebody like Cabrera. I mean, how many talks have that we know of that's been reported? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's been going on forever.
Now let me ask you guys this too. Let me ask you this. Would you be okay with giving away offense to add Cabrera, but you do get one of those 2 starting pitchers? So let's say, for an example, they go, well, we got to move Glaber if we bring in one of these contracts. You sitting there going, no problem?
I like Peraza. I do.
I do too, but I know the Yankees don't. That's my beef with it.
I'm tired of this shit.
And bingo, that's what I'm saying. They're talking about a utility guy now. You really want to fuck the guy that bad?
Right.
Jesus
It's almost
Christ,
like you have to give up on Peraza at this point. If the narrative going into the season is now that LeMahieu's the third baseman, Torres is our second baseman, Volpe and Rizzo at the other positions of the infield, there's no spot for him. So he's just going to rot away like all those other fringe or prospects that are on that cusp of becoming a starter or worse starters like Andujar. You can't do that.
What are the Yankees doing with Gleyber Torres? Are we just letting him go at the end of the year here?
That's the thing, man. I don't know.
Man, what if the move is like for Burns at the deadline and it's a similar boat? Now the Brewers wouldn't do that because remember they traded Hader when they were right in the thick of that wild card race.
Yeah, they were.
Maybe maybe they'll make a crazy shift. I mean, you see it. That's a commonality of two playoff teams trading with one another. Look at what the Yankees and Cardinals did with Bader and Montgomery. So you never know if that's something down the line that you want to start the year with those guys and see how it plays out because you know someone's gonna get.
I mean, I'm also with Dane in the chat, man. Torres could go if that's really the case, and you got to move him. Look, you added Soto, you added Verdugo. It's not like you didn't add offense. I understand that Gleyber had a solid year. I mean, he did. He had a good year, and he was good at second base.
All right, but Pete, you know how hard it's not that. I'm not going to dismiss it because the Yankees only had one of these guys on the team last year, and it was Gleyber Torres.
Yeah.
But it's so much easier to find a guy that can hit 25 home runs with an 800 OPS than it is fucking finding a reliable.
They added one.
Absolutely.
They added one in Soto. And let's not, I know people are talking about Alex Verdugo, but let's also not talk about like Alex Verdugo is supposed to be some guy that comes in and we hope that he hits 220. It's not the case. Verdugo had a 2.6 WAR last year. 324 on base percentage.
If Alex Verdugo
didn't,
bro, I'm telling you, everybody's just got their fucking panties twisted because he played for the Red Sox and he fucking looked like a homeless rat. If he was out in fucking Kansas City and was clean shaven, nobody would give a shit.
Correct.
That's what everybody's just fucking bugging out
New
about.
age.
Like, get over that.
New age Johnny Damon.
Okay.
Maybe he wins the fans over once he comes on board.
I mean, look, Gleyber had a 2.9 WAR last year at that position at second base. I'll be real with everybody, and there's going to be people that may disagree with this. I think Dane would actually agree. If you left Peraza all year to play, there's a chance on defense alone he could be over 3. If he was able to hit 240 plus, pop 10 plus homers, he'd probably be over a 3. And that's at second base. That's his position. So you can't take anything away from that. It's his position. He'd probably be able to potentially pull that off.
The fact that we are bugging out about this team as much as we are, when they have 3 of the best players in fucking baseball.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, we credited Brian Cashman for the work he's done this offseason thus far. Smart, good smart trade with Verdugo. Whether you want to say it was Hal's working or not, whatever, they got Soto, right?
Yep.
The deal with the Dodgers was a smart deal. They got Wandy's replacement. They got a guy that they think is better and closer than Sweeney is. It was talk about getting creative. That was him getting creative, right?
Yeah.
The guy Yuri? I can't never remember the guy they got from the Pirates.
Yuri De Los Santos.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna
filthy stuff.
You're going to look at him by mid-July and be like, holy shit. Like, that's just the type of guy that Cashman brings in, let's play with. And then
98 with sink, almost 60% ground ball rate.
Guy that they love. It's a guy that they
love, no doubt.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that we got Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Garrett Cole, and this team still needs this fucking work is an indictment on the job Brian Cashman's done the last 3 years.
I agree. Big Sexy Yankee says it's simple. We trade Jones and Soto's forever a Yankee. You make it happen. I mean, if that's the case and the right deal presents itself, yeah. We were talking about yesterday, and I hate even bringing this up, but I told you it's going to get crazy out there. There's rumors of Seattle looking to make a deal. I want to say this. There's rumors of Seattle making a deal. Would you do a deal where you trade like DJ LeMahieu for Robbie Ray? If you get that desperate?
Yeah, no, I would.
I would.
I mean, I think Ray has 1 year left or 2 years. Like if they just say contract for contract, let's go for it. Let's see what happens. Would that be something you would consider? I think you add a little more. A lot of people liked it. Some people were like, no fucking way. But I tend to let everybody know Robbie Ray, even his first year in Seattle, he had a horrible first half and he dominated the second half. He just hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been able to stay on the field, but it could be worth it, actually. I know it sounds crazy.
You sound like you're describing DJ LeMahieu. Anyway, had a solid first.
Right? It's like the same player.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be opposed. He's a free agent in 2027. He's signed through 2026 at 5 years, $115 million.
When's
Robbie Ray?
Robbie Ray.
I thought that was so he has 3 years left.
Yes.
Okay. So I think that's the same as LeMahieu, isn't it?
LeMahieu
so he'd basically get like $8 million a year. So
yeah,
basically be $8 million a year.
Yeah,
at that point.
They're both free agents at the end of 2026.
Yes, they're both signed through 26.
I mean, it'll be a straight up swap of players.
Yankees would be adding payroll in that situation.
Yeah, like 30.
8 million was I bet 8 million or so a year. LeMahieu gets 15, I think, doesn't he?
Yeah, LeMahieu's getting 15.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be roughly it should be about $8 million or so.
I'll take the risk on Robbie Ray over, and I hate saying this, over what looks like a washed DJ LeMahieu.
I mean,
it would be $8 million because he's getting 20. Actually, you know what? He has an opt out at the end of.
I thought he 2025, right?
At the end of 2024, he has an opt out at the end of the season. So
Baseball reference sucks, dude.
You got to go to Spot Track.
How the fuck do you not have in parentheses that he has a fuck? I gotta go done. I have to be done with Baseball Reference.
You got to go to Spot Track for.
It's just always my go-to for some reason. I'm like retiring it.
Kevin Cruz says. Kev says, what's Robbie Ray's ground ball percentage?
All right. Okay. You know what? Next Bronx or nothing. I'm going to be in the chat, obnoxious with ground ball percentages. Okay.
Put ground ball percentages in there.
All right, so I think we had a lot of fun tonight. Okay,
we did.
First show back. Okay, first show back.
Hell of a way to start 2024. Let me tell you, 600 plus in here almost the whole time.
Hell yeah!
Everybody showed out.
Likey, hitty the subby.
Yeah, it just comes down to this: what are the Yankees going to do? Okay, what are they going to do?
By the way, too, I got to tell Chris, I need him to record Tommy Likey, Tommy Walwingy on my soundboard. That needs to go on the soundboard.
Yes, dude. Christian, though, I like how you're putting this, though, that the Yankees have to spend. It's either to spend money or spend prospects. That's going to be the narrative that we're going to be hearing all for the rest of this week
we've been
until they
saying
sign somebody.
I mean, it's something that I've been talking about for years, really. Like the Yankees have advantages other teams have. They have prospect capital and they have money. They have to spend one of those things to improve this team.
Right.
Okay, so
both.
They already spent the prospect capital, so let's give them credit for that. They did that in the 2 trades that they made. Okay, so now if you don't want to deplete the farm anymore, hey, listen, like Pete said, you were willing to give Yoshinobuchi Yamamoto $300 million. You give Jordan Montgomery 180. Then you have so you're maybe Monty's not gonna look, and that's another thing, dude. $300 million for a guy that's never thrown a pitch in Major League Baseball. Again, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want about Yamamoto, but again, you want to talk about reliability and trying to factor things out. Mm-hmm. Jordan Montgomery is much more of a short thing than Yamamoto is. I'm sorry, you can call me crazy for saying that, but he's a much more of a short thing than Yamamoto.
Different league.
Yamamoto, okay. Yamamoto, okay.
Oh, go out there. You give Monty 180 or you give 210 to Snell or whatever. You're still coming out plus. I mean,
you're right. You're right. I just want this team to go all. I mean, look, this.
Yeah.
Here's what I said the other day. Right? Is the minute they got Soto, we were at the highest of highs. Weren't we all?
Yeah,
it was like the highest of highs. We were like, oh my God, we're fucking
back.
Like
a kid again. I felt like it was 2009.
Yeah. We were like, oh my God, the Yankees are back. We're ready to go. They missed out on Yamamoto. We're like, oh man, shit. That kind of brought us back down. And now it's like you're starting to really consider scrap heaps. You're like, now what do we do? I was so excited to go into this year and go, damn, they really loaded up. And they still have the chance. Don't get me wrong. They do. But they got to go do it, man. What are they doing with these 5? They got 5 catchers on the 40-man roster. Peraza has no place to play. They don't like him. Pereira has no place to play. I mean, you got to move these guys for once. There's no way. Nobody can convince me that nobody wants them.
So somebody tweet today that the Yankees are going to have trouble signing people because their 40-man is loaded. What are you fucking kidding me?
Oh God,
Jeter Downs is on a fucking 40-man roster. You can't DFA Jeter Downs,
man. Come on.
You can't DFA this fucking jabroni they signed today. Potty.
Nick Ramirez.
Come on.
They got all these. I mean, look, they got to move some of these catches.
Harry, all these friggin' Augustin Ramirez. I saw that correctly today, right? Augustin Ramirez is on the 40-man.
Yeah, he's a beast, though. You don't want to release him.
I understand that, but I understand that, but you also have Rorvet and Wells and Trevino on the 40-man. I mean,
yeah, you got a lot of guys.
You take up 10% of your fucking roster with
Matt Crook. Who the fuck is Matt? Matt Crook throws 83 miles an hour from the left side. There's no point.
Who's gonna care if Matt Crook's not on this team anymore?
Nobody. Li says, "You're welcome for the great trade idea, Pete." Okay, well, Li, you get something right every now and then. You also wanted to trade Volpe and 17 players for Patrick Corbin. So come on, take it easy now. He said that trade yesterday about Robbie Ray and DJ LeMahieu, and I was like, that's actually one of the better ideas you might have had.
All right,
Isn't terrible.
It's not. It really isn't. Actually, isn't terrible. If
you
you're really looking at maybe some scrappy deal.
You hate giving him credit because then you're going to get like these 14-page trade.
Yes.
Oakland trades this guy to the San Diego Padres. Who's going to trade him to the Mets? Who's going to trade him to the Reds? Who's going to trade him to the fucking Yankees for
to Mars?
Yeah.
He is. I'll say this about Li. He's an automatic mute on Twitter. He must be a mute. You have to mute Li. If you have not muted Li yet, you're doing something wrong. I love the kid, don't get me wrong, but you can't tolerate it because Christian knows it's never ending. There's 400 lists. You must take 3 years to write this shit up.
Like, listen, nobody cares about a trade proposal that has a single-A second baseman that no one's going to hear about for 4 years. Nobody cares.
Facts.
Like, we're not sitting here breaking down the Yankees are going to trade him and somehow we're going to wind up with fucking Corbin Burns. No, it's just no, it's not going to happen.
I mean, you got it's crazy. It's an automatic mute.
How many 48-player 9-team deals happen in the history of baseball?
Never.
But he's got one every day. He's got one every
single
day.
Every single day. Oh, by the way, I don't want to get too crazy on this, but apparently, I know we're going a little long today, but apparently, we got a super chat here. Victorino will get to it, but there has been other names mentioned, and they're actually names that Christian, I know me and you have talked about this one, and we like this guy. I know he's coming off an injury, but apparently the Mariners are listening on, I think his name is Bryce Miller. Yankees destroyed him last year, but a good pitcher. Pirates are listening on Mitch Keller, who I would love on the Yankees, and the Tigers are listening on Tariq Skubal, who we talked about. Skubal's a guy that, if he's healthy, he is nasty from the left side. I mean, he is good, but he had an injury. He missed all of last year, I believe. But Mitch Keller's a guy the Yankees have already worked with the Pirates every other day, basically. That would be a hell of a move.
I mean, we gave them fucking Billy McKinney, dude. They could throw us a bone here.
Exactly.
That's true, man. Good point.
All right.
Take McKinney from us.
Victorino Perez, let me just get the super chat. He says, all that money that was for Yamamoto, spend it on Snell and Monty. Trade for Luzardo or Corbin.
Yeah, that's way too many lefties, though, man.
For World Series, yeah. And that's
lefties.
That's just far too. That's.
I mean, now you're over.
Yeah, it's too much. You could only get really one of those three. I would say that you would only want one more lefty in this.
Mitch Keller would be fucking awesome, man.
Dude,
this kid
Mitch
really
Keller would
put
be
it
cool.
Together.
I liked watching him last year too.
People were like, the second half he slowed down. I mean, it's the first time he actually found success, and he really stayed strong a whole year. Kid throws like 95, 96, has a stupid slider. It looks like he's going to be a bulldog and a workhorse. So could be a great
the Yankees
fit
need.
Yankees.
That's what the
Yankees could be a great fit.
Times ahead here. We're about 6 weeks away, maybe a little less from pitchers and catchers reporting. There's got to be some new guys in that room. It just has to be, and I'm not going to be excited if they're back end guys. I mean, you're going to tell me you got a guy with a low 4 ERA that throws 200 innings, at this point I'll take it, man. Because like I said, reliability, dude. It's what this team needs. But the Yankees also need somebody on the high end. And you want to say Monty's not high end? Okay, well he's a 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So a 3 that throws 180 innings, pitches to a mid-3 ERA. I mean, the Yankees outside of Garrett Cole, who's going to do that for this? Who is going to guarantee me that on this team next year?
Who the hell knows? I mean, with this club, nobody. Who the frick
knows? You have hopes. But again, okay, you want to be optimistic. Okay, let's say Rodon morphs back into San Francisco Rodon, right? And he didn't even throw 108 innings that year. He threw 179. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cortez is not giving you 150 innings. He's just not going to do it, especially coming off a season where he got shut down. Clark Schmidt might give you 150. But again, these are a lot of innings this team needs to cover.
And the other thing, too, about Clark Schmidt, have we seen the best of him?
Exactly. Okay.
I mean, is that the best you're going to get? He had 2 good months last year. 2 good months. And that's it. May and June, I believe it was May and June, back-to-back. He was very good. Other than that, he was horrendous.
But if you're telling me he's my 5, I live with it. But right 100%. now he's not. He has to be more than that based on the way this team is constructed at the moment.
He's there 3, more than likely.
Don't do that to me.
He is. I hate doing. Trust me, I don't even want to say it.
I got to go to bed now, and you're gonna give me fucking nightmares.
You're gonna have nightmares. That's it.
It would be.
I had a fucking couple of nightmares last night. So.
Shit.
Okay.
So it's gonna be interesting weeks ahead here to see what the Yankees do to shore up this rotation. It can't be nothing. Let's just say that it can't be nothing.
Right.
Nope.
Yeah, it can't be what they did at the deadline.
Chichi Gonzalez.
Chi-Chi.
I wonder where Chichi Gonzalez is nowadays. We got to be the only people that mention him. He must love us.
Let's see, where was he last year?
He's actually looking him up.
Chi-Chi,
Let's get in contact with Chichi Gonzalez and let him know.
Oh, Marlins.
Wait, he pitched last year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. He had
let's get him back. We need
games
Chi-Chi.
to a 7.36 ERA, 3 2/3 innings.
Yeah, he threw 3 innings and pitched to a 7.36 ERA. His lowest career ERA in 2022 when he was with the Yankees.
And he pitched
Figured him out.
10-2-2022. Chichi Gonzalez strikes out 3 batters in his first start for the Yankees. I'll never forget the day.
Yeah, I totally remember that.
I do.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, I'm giving him a lot of shit. We all know why. He was a guy the Yankees were pulling up to release because it was the end of the season. They had everything locked up at that point, and they didn't want to use any of their guys. We know, but no more Chichi Gonzalez's, okay?
Let me see. Can I find? Are they going to show? I would love to find this. I'm sorry. I don't know why. I really want to find his ground ball right now. Real quick.
All right, so
holy shit. In 2023, he was at a 60% ground ball rate. Sign up, Chichi Gonzalez.
Has he ever had Tommy John surgery?
He might hit all the. He probably has.
Yeah, he's checking all the boxes then, dude.
I mean, the guy had a 1.93 ERA with the Yankees in 2022. I mean, what do you think?
Look at where this offseason has turned to.
I told you.
You're right.
Why is NYYU the best? Who the fuck is giving Chichi Gonzalez 5 minutes on a podcast?
Nobody.
His nickname just Chi-Chi.
Nobody.
Real name Alexander.
Is it?
I like Chi-Chi.
Yeah.
Alexander Gonzalez is boring. We'll stick with Chi-Chi.
My cousin.
Jack says I'll take Sean Chacon at this point for real.
Don't disrespect Sean Chacon, please. No, let's not disrespect Sean Chacon. Okay, the dude was balls.
He was awesome.
He was great in 2005. I love Sean Chacon when he came here.
I do. Aaron Small, love that guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Aaron Small.
But you know what? No Sean Chacons either. Please, Christ, I don't want to sign somebody then be pleasantly surprised. I want somebody that I'm like, okay, let's go now.
Chichi Gonzalez's agent is on the phone with the Yankees right now after watching this.
There are major Yankee and news outlets are talking about Chi-Chi coming back to the New York Yankees.
NYYST. Do you know that Chi-Chi's been mentioned? Tonight.
Say, okay, we'll go ahead and sign this, guys. Kev is in the chat. He said, yeah, that ground ball percentage. I mean, it's legit. Chichi Gonzalez might be the number 4 starter for the Yankees next year.
Chichi Gonzalez SMD Tour 2024. Book it. We want you to book your appointment, okay, on the like button. See, I knew I was going to get there.
Okay, a little segment. Okay, segue.
Okay, like this video. We had a ton of people in here today. We thank everybody that joined us. Like this video. Subscribe to NYY if you haven't. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. I had a great time tonight, fellas. It feels good to be back talking Yankee baseball back in the new year. Hope
Talking
everybody,
Yanks, okay?
everybody.
Okay. Okay.
I had to do it.
Wait
I
a
had
second.
to do it.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Christian's dream job. Okay.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Wait a second.
Okay.
Yes, Pete. I want to work for somebody who openly talks about a 12-year-old sex life. That's something I want to.
I'm not gonna go there.
Maybe Bowers will be there soon. Who knows?
Oh Jesus!
Or another guy that we know that's hiding in the Dominican Republic somewhere right now. Okay, let's wrap this show up.
That's time. That's where we.
Off the rails.
That's where we draw the line here. So back to more family oriented. Past the holidays, we hope everybody had a great Christmas, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, all that good stuff.
Okay.
But now we're back to business. The NYYST podcast will be live every Thursday right here on NYYU at 8:30 throughout the duration of the off season. And then, like we did last year, we'll play it by ear. But Thursday should be our home for a lot of the season because there's a lot of open nights on
Thursday and Monday. And Monday definitely are the most off days.
Hey, and from now until the end of March, we'll be here every Thursday live at 8:30. So join us. We'll be breaking things down. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Even if there's still a lot to be excited about, man. We're going to get to see Juan Soto and Aaron Judge bat back-to-back. And whether or not Brian Cashman fucks his rotation up or not is not going to really ruin my excitement again to watch that this year. So let's get going here. And again, we want to thank everybody that was in the chat tonight. We want to thank everybody for their continued support of NYYU and the NYYST podcast. We want to thank everybody for listening and watching episode 362 SGR.
Go Yanks.
Pete, say goodbye.
Peace.
Can't make a promise, but I do my best. 25 sitting on 25 racks. Just got started, no, we ain't done yet. But a new crib, it's a goddamn flex. Sign that check. Told them last year that I've been up next. Can't take calls, but I send that text from way downtown.